Cecil A. Vanderkolk, best-selling writer of the book The Body Keeps Score, quotes, "As long as you keep secrets and keep things hidden, you are fundamentally at war with yourself." On August 26th of this year, I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And I would say I was at war with myself for 10 years, as it was 10 years too late. But in Kolk's eyes, I just would have been at war with myself for 10 years. And in this war, I learned that it is safe to be me. Complex PTSD is characterized by long-term trauma, normally in childhood. Unfortunately, I was not lucky enough for anyone to catch the signs that I was suffering as a kid. Nor did I have anyone to confide in, as on top of the ongoing abuse and assault that I've been through my home life, it's pretty bleak as well. It's not that I lacked material possessions. I mean, I had many dolls and a lot of stuffed animals and an extensive collection of Disney princess dresses, but I was alone. All I had were the same stares of the exact toys and a pencil and paper. I was 12 when I picked up drawing seriously. I mean, I liked drawing all the time, but I never knew it could be an outlet to say the things that I could not say with words. And it's not that I couldn't say anything. I mean, of course I said I had no one to confide in, but I also didn't know that something was wrong in the first place. I mean, besides my very terrible relationship with my mother, I realized that prior to the age of 10, I had no memories or recollection of my childhood. That was until I turned 16, and I had a random conversation with my best friend at the time in a McDonald's. Out of nowhere, it just all came back to me. And this was the first time I ever spoken to anyone about what had happened 7 years after it had stopped. With this unlocking of memories, I realized a couple of things. The first is that the way that I dressed and the art that I made was not normal, at least not normal for my peers. And I realized that my interest in whimsical, fantastical, soft and fluffy and pink things all stemmed from my loss of childhood. And could people notice that? The thought that people could see that and just judge me for what I was interested in and see that there was something wrong and that I could have possibly been tainted, or so I thought at the time, really made me anxious. So I locked myself away, somewhere that no one could find it, the same as I did with my art. I thought that if no one could see me, if I was just a whisper, a small and silent existence, that maybe I could just pretend that there was nothing wrong. So I ignored that hint. I ignored the child that begged to be acknowledged. I'm sorry. Pause. I ignored all of that just to fit in. And I was extremely unhappy. I mean, I was denying myself of the truth. Even on this campus, I did that. And it took 1 year alone during the pandemic to do all of that looking inward that I put off for so long. I desired change, as anyone would do at this time. I was tired of just surviving, and I wanted to thrive. And the online classes really helped with that. I was able to, at my own pace, slowly peel away the layers that I had built around myself. You are safe became my mantra, excuse me. I said this to myself every day in hopes that I would be able to come into myself. And I did. I wasn't 100% ready to speak about what had happened to me, but at least I was finally able to share my art and my passion. All in all, there is a child inside of all of us that begs for acknowledgement and to be, like I said, acknowledged. They need to thrive with expression. They need to thrive with truth. And denying yourself of what makes you happy and who you really are does a major disservice to that child. It is difficult for me to choose to continue to be safe every day, but I have to because I owe it to myself and I owe it to that child inside of me. Using my art and the way that I dress as an outlet. The same author I mentioned before quotes, beneath the surface of the protective parts of trauma survivors exists an undamaged self, a self that is confident, serious, and calm. Once those protectors trust that it is safe to separate, the self will spontaneously emerge, and the parts can be enlisted in the healing process. Like I said, every day I choose that I am safe. I choose to be myself, and that is only a choice that I can make no matter what I face.